let's talk about a technology that comes with a pretty huge claim. I mean, it's right there in the title. The goal is to change civilization itself. So let's get into it and see what that's all about.
Right from the start, we begin with this really powerful personal statement. It immediately tells you this isn't about making a quick buck or getting famous. This whole story is being framed as something different, something mission-driven. So what exactly is that mission?
Okay, so let's explore that mission. This whole thing apparently didn't start in a boardroom with spreadsheets. It started with a core idea, a dream, that one singular goal that has been the driving force behind everything.
And there it is, as plain as day, the one and only goal, to actually create and deliver a technology that will fundamentally alter civilization. That's a massive claim, right? It sets the stage for this not just as a new product, but as a historic moment in the making.
Look, when you have a dream that big, you need an insane amount of proof to back it up. You can't just say it, you have to show it. So how do you even begin to validate something that sounds so audacious? This next part is all about the incredible and frankly unprecedented journey to prove this technology is the real deal.
Let me just ask you this, and think about it for a second. Do you think a startup company could, just on the power of its technology, secure a deal with an entire country? Not just any deal, but $1 billion national policy contract. Sounds next to impossible, doesn't it?
Well, there's your answer. $1 billion. That number alone tells you everything about the level of trust and belief a national government placed in this technology.
And what does $1 billion actually look like? It looks like this. 1 million new residential ESS units. This isn't just some number on a contract. It's a real plan to put this tech into 1 million homes. That's massive scale.
Now here's where the sheer effort really becomes clear. This wasn't some handshake deal. Think about the process here. The contract had to be officially passed by that nation's Senate and its House. It then got an international legal certification. On top of that, a separate $50 million investment agreement was notarized. Every single step was about painstakingly building legitimacy and proving this technology's value through an absolute gauntlet of procedures.
And here's what puts it all into perspective. To get a national policy contract of this size, based purely on the merits of a new technology, it's just never been done. The source makes a powerful point. Not even giants like Samsung or Apple have pulled this off. That puts this achievement in a league of its own.
And this quote just nails it. The proof isn't just in the lab results. The proof is the grueling process itself. Getting through all those legal and political hurdles, that is what demonstrates the technology's undeniable value. It's not just what the tech does, but what it has the power to achieve.
Okay, so we've seen the incredible proof. We've seen the effort. The next obvious question is, what is this technology? What's at its core that makes it so revolutionary?
So ESS stands for Energy, Saving, and Safety. And get this isn't some flash-in-the-pan idea from last week. It's based on a core principle that was realized 30 years ago. The future isn't about endlessly building more power plants. It's about getting smarter, more efficient, and a heck of a lot safer with the energy we already produce.
This chart here shows the shift perfectly. For, 100 years, the whole energy game has been about one thing: production. Make more, generate more. ESSCOM's approach completely flips that script. The focus is entirely on efficient use and safety, right where we actually use the energy.
And this is a really crucial point. This is not just a slightly better battery or a more efficient appliance. The source makes it clear that this technology comes from a completely different foundation, a different starting point. You can't get here by just trying to improve the old way of doing things. It's a genuine breakthrough.
And of course, with something as critical as energy and safety, you better believe it's been tested to death. It's been verified by governments, professional groups, research labs, you name it. This isn't just a concept. It's a proven, certified reality.
All right, for this last section, let's zoom all the way out. Let's put this whole thing into the grand story of human progress. Because remember, the claim is that this is the next major leap for civilization.
I love this quote because it's so true. Anyone can have an idea, but to take that idea and forge it into a real, proven, scalable technology that can actually change the world, that costs something. It costs immense effort, time, and validation. Basically everything we just talked about.
And you can see this pattern throughout history, right? First we get fire, game changer. Then electricity powers the entire modern world. Then the semiconductor gives us the digital age. Each of these wasn't just a new gadget, it was a fundamental shift that changed everything. The argument here is that a new paradigm for energy is the next logical step on that list. And isn't that the truth? You don't pick up your phone and wonder about the science behind the semiconductor inside. You just use it. You don't flick on a light and ponder the discovery of electricity. When a technology truly changes the world, it becomes invisible. It just becomes obvious.
So that brings us to the final thought. The end goal for any world-changing technology is to become so normal, so integrated, that we can't even imagine life without it. So the question to leave you with is, what's going to be the next obvious technology that completely changes the way you live?